I always thought about harming myself.
I'm shy. I struggled with making friends.
I never thought I could do anything. I have extremely low self esteem.
Lately, I've been eating my pain away. Just throw it back up. I've been struggling to lose weight.
Somebody said I don't fit in just because I wear my hair the way I like it.
1 out of 5 American girls suffer from mental health problems. Don't be that girl. Talk to someone.
Those thoughts I had are long gone, for I have a future I need to get to.
In order to get better, I had to do better. I learned how to make friends.
I believe in myself. That's when everyone else did, I set an example.
Instead of me eating everything, I started watching my calories. The weight is falling off.
I wanted to change my hair, but I decided it was for me. It's for me.
A PSA from the Curvy Girl Project.
And good morning and welcome to Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I'm your host, Darwin Griffin. And we have a very interesting conversation today with a couple of people. I've got a lot of good news to share with you this morning, and we hope and pray that all is well in your world, and we hope that everybody is getting ready. Those of you that had a Mother's Day and celebrated, happy belated Mother's Day to you. And those of you that are getting ready to go and celebrate Memorial Day with your family and friends, we hope and pray that you also will have a very safe holiday season with your loved ones. We know that there's a lot of things that are going on in the community, but we pray that everybody, when you get together for Memorial Day and break bread, picnic and barbecue and some of the other things, some of the fairs and festivals that are going on, we hope that you realize too that it's a time for people to go and enjoy family, enjoy friends, and stay safe and stay healthy. But you're listening to us live from the phenomenal cities of Detroit, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan, as well as the phenomenal city of Highland Park, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Glenda McDonald. And if you'd like to call in, our calling numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336. And our website is www.tv33whpr.com. And just, before we get started, wanted to mention that Sharon Dumas with Curvy Girl and Full and Fabulous and Urban Solutions, that she's having an event that's coming up on the 22nd of July. And if you'd like to get more information, because she's looking for sponsors and looking for vendors to partake in this event that she's having on the 22nd. It's going to be an all-day event. You're not going to want to miss it because it's right there on Stevie Wonder Boulevard, right there at Woodward near West Grand Boulevard. And she's going to have a variety of different things going on, from family discussion, food, vendors. She's also going to have some discussion pertaining to some of the things that's happening with black men, black women. She's going to have workshops talking about self-esteem building and a variety of other things that are going on. So stay tuned. We will give you more details and more information about that in the upcoming weeks. So again, if you have a pop-up shop or you like to go and you like to be a vendor, this is a great time to contact her. And you could go on just Sharon Dumas, Curvy Girl, or Full and Fabulous. But now we want to get to one of my guests today. His name is Mr. Ishmael Terry. And Ishmael, he doesn't need much of an introduction because everybody knows Ishmael from his time that he served in politics up at the Capitol, and also with some of the nonprofits that he's involved with, and Full and Fabulous. And so I'm going to give him an opportunity to talk about some of the things that he's done in the past couple of weeks. Ishmael Terry, thank you and welcome to Expose Under the Sun this morning.
Thank you for having me this good morning to all of you.
Well, Ishmael, let's talk a little bit about, because you wear so many different hats, in and around the Detroit area, the metropolitan Detroit area. Talk about your hat that you wear when it comes down to the organization called All for One. What is All for One? And to talk about what you just recently did at Northwestern High School. And plus, you got I believe you just were awarded many computers to donate to one of the school districts in the Detroit area.
Yes, sir. Well, so as the CEO of All for One, All for One has been in business for 25 years. It started in 1996, 97 as just a basketball camp. And after so many years of doing it, people asked for the organization to become a mentoring program attached to the basketball camp. And All for One was started actually in south side of Ypsilanti and the Willow Run area next to Eastern Michigan University, where I attended.
Okay.
And so we were doing just that. And our fundraisers, of course, was just Little Pizza Kits, because we became a partner with Little Caesars. And so we were selling pizza kits all over Ann Arbor, through the Big House and U of M, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and Willow Run areas and all. And so by 2004, we got a call from Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick and Charlie Beckham and others to bring our organization to Detroit. And that wasn't until after we hit the Free Press. During that time period, it's one of the best summer programs to attend.
Okay.
So when we came here, it was roughly about 2004. We then was asked to be placed in a recreation center. And during that time, as you know, they were getting in the process of closing recreation centers.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to a lot of us. And so we had our organization inside of the O'Shea Recreation Facility, which is located on Plymouth and Greenfield, which now you see all those solar energy panels.
Right. You see those panels right there at the Jeffries Freeway.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So at that time, we didn't have the 501c3. We just had the title of nonprofit. And so by the time we were getting the 501c3, thanks to Wayne State Law Clinic, actually to Bankalay's wife, who was the director at the time of the law clinic and the law school there at Wayne State, actually got our 501, worked with us with law students and got our 501c3 status.
Okay.
And so from there, we actually worked with the Michigan State Agricultural Department because we were going through a food desert in 2004. And so we worked with them, teamed up with them, and we taught people how to do urban farming, which you have today. That's why I tell people I feel like a grandfather, because we were doing these things by 2004.
Well, Ishmael, you could never be a grandfather until that time comes. But we're not gonna pre-age you in terms of with that because of all of the youthful exuberance that you've got. But just real quick, kind of give the information in terms of so if somebody wants to get in contact, and then I'll ask you about what you did at Northwestern High School. But just give your contact information if somebody wants to get more information about All for One, or they'd like to go and they'd like to partner with you. Give your website, give your phone number, where they can contact you at.
Yeah, so they can contact us at All for One Detroit. So that's ALLFOUR, the number 4 spelled out and the number 1 spelled out, Detroit.org. That's our website. You can go into there and find out what programs that we have, what events that we have covered, how you can be a part of volunteering towards our organization. They can go into our email as well. That's the same, allforondetroit@gmail.com, or they can contact our office at 313-378-8474. We have a dynamic team of good executives in our departments, and they work really hard. Thanks to Earlene Weston, who is our Senior Director, Community Engagement Director, from Riddick Grant, who is our Communication Marketing, Darren Flowers, who is our President of the company.
My fraternity brother.
Yeah, so we got some well-diverse Chanel Cholak.
Phi Alpha's in the house. Okay.
Oh yeah. Chanel Cholak, who is our inclusive diversity cultural director.
Okay.
So we're well stacked.
Now, talk about what happened last week in terms of what you did over there. Just real quick about what you did at Northwestern High School. Then I want you to kind of go into a little bit of detail about the computers to the Glazier Elementary School.
Yeah, so every fall, winter, and spring, summer, we host our National Youth Leadership Regional Conference. Mm-hmm. Usually we highlight them at the universities to give students an opportunity to see that they have universities in their backyard and they don't have to travel a distance to get the quality education that they need from the university. So this year, spring, summer, we decided to go into the high school and do it. And so we chose Northwestern High School right there on West Grand Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan, to host the roundtable there to talk about social economics and wealth building. And we were proud to have Comerica Bank as the sponsor, the lead sponsor to that. Thanks to Principal Rogers working with us and our team to make sure that the program goes without a hitch. We have more than 150 students, both juniors and seniors classes. And we also had great speakers, Michael Joseph, who is the president of CBTU, that is the Coalition of Black Union Trade.
Yeah, trade unions, right.
Yeah, so we had Jeremy Lewis, who is from, he's a program director for Tech Town.
Okay.
We had Sean Gray, who's also a program director. He's at Detroit Economic Growth Corporation. Okay. And we had Joanne Neal, I think it is. She's from Comerica Bank, and she's the manager of retail at Comerica. Okay. So we had a good group of individuals who was talking hands-on with students about financial building, how to create your own identity in the entrepreneur world, how to become more sustainable, understanding languages and understanding applications, how to fill out those, how to start a relationship with financial institutions and financial lenders. Okay. So it was a great opportunity for young people across the board.
Well, Ishmael, before I get to my next guest, let me ask you real quick. Now, just make the quick announcement because I've got my next guest to come on in a second. But you were talking about possibly give your contact information again first, and then if you want to give real quick in a minute about the possibility, you say you may have some tickets that you can contact you pertaining to some tickets to go to the upcoming Tiger game.
So once again, you can contact our office at 313-378-8474. It's a great opportunity to meet with me either May 30th. It's called Meet with the CEO of All for One. Mm-hmm. We will be at the Tiger Stadium for May 30th game as well as June 24th game. And if you contact our office and ask for a pair of tickets, you'll have an opportunity to meet with me and discuss what your organization is missing, what your business is missing, and I can sit down with you and talk with you about how we can help you with your business or your nonprofit organization.
That sounds
so
great.
They can contact our office at 313-378-8474, and we can sign you up for a pair of tickets. It's free. the tickets, listen to your audience, the tickets are free.
Well,
So
that's probably
you
the
can
best
come
word
to,
that a lot of people like to hear is that four-letter word free, Free.
right.
But Ishmael, I've got to get to my next guest. So Ishmael, thank you for coming on, and I hope that everybody gets in contact with you and they can go and they can partake, of some great sporting events with our beloved Detroit Tigers. But we're going to take a quick break from the show and want you to stay tuned. I've got another guest that's going to be coming up very, very shortly. You're not going to want to miss what she's getting ready to say, and her name is Katrina Brown. Again, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after the station break.
I am talented, accommodative, heartful, judicious, accessible, nascent, abundant, youthful, enthusiastic. I am Tajane.
After the project has taught me about positive affirmations and how to apply it to my everyday life, I started to believe in myself again. Plus, I'm really enjoying these Saturday classes.
I always thought about harming myself.
I'm shy. I struggled with making friends.
I never thought I could do anything. I have extremely low self-esteem.
Lately, I've been eating my pain away. Just throw it back up. I've been struggling to lose weight.
Somebody said I don't fit in just because I wear my hair the way I like it.
1 out of 5 American girls suffer from mental health problems. Don't be that girl. Talk to someone.
Those thoughts I had are long gone, for I have a future I need to get to.
In order to get better, I had to do better. I learned how to make friends.
I believe in myself. That's when everyone else did, I set an example.
Instead of me eating everything, I started watching my calories. The weight is falling off.
I wanted to change my hair, but I decided it was for me. It's for me.
A PSA from the Curvy Girl Project.
And we are Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I've got my other guest on the show, and her name is Miss Katrina Brown, and she is a special needs teacher with the Detroit Public School System. Katrina, welcome to Expose Under the Sun.
Thank you for having me here. Appreciate it.
Now, basically, talk in terms, say, about, I know we don't have that much time left, but talk about, why and what's happened in terms of, say, with you and what you have encountered in terms of, say, teaching with special needs individuals with Detroit Public School System.
Okay. Well, my name is Katrina Brown. I work at Moses Field School, which is a Detroit Public Schools. And some of the things that have been happening at Moses Field, I am a whistleblower. Mm-hmm. And
what does that mean when you say whistleblower?
I reported child abuse. Students were being abused physically and also restrained in Rifton chairs and left in soiled diapers, and I reported that. And after I reported that as a mandated reporter, I started getting retaliation from the administration at Moses Field School.
Where is that at, Moses Field School?
That's on 1100 Sheridan, across West Grand Boulevard, East Lafayette.
Okay. Now, talk in terms about, so what primarily, what all else did you witness? I know you said about with the soiled clothing, put in these restraining chairs, mm-hmm. And what else did you witness?
Well, this is a school for students. There's 60 students that are nonverbal. Mm-hmm. They all have severe development delays, so they can't talk. We have a lot, maybe 40 of them are wheelchair bound. Mm-hmm. And what was basically going on, we had some paraprofessionals that were whooping some of the students, choking them, dragging them across the floors, putting them in restraint chairs, and no one was standing up for them, reporting that. We had administration watching and participating, and no one mandated reported, and they allowed this to go on until I reported it.
How long was it that you were watching this before it was able to report?
Well, I reported it as soon as I saw the first incident, mm-hmm. and that was back in February. I reported it to the chief of schools. That's the second person in charge for Detroit Public Schools. I tried to tell the principal, and he kind of ignored it. So I emailed her, and she did come out, and I did tell her what was going on. She said that she would look into it after the winter break. So she wanted to wait for a while and come back because we were going to go on winter break. But however, when we came back from winter break, the abuse didn't stop. It continued no one did anything. The abuser was allowed to continue to work.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now, who are mandated reporters?
Teachers, social workers, police officers, most people that are of service were mandated. That means that we must report it or we could be held liable.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so, were the parents notified of these incidents and this abuse?
No, the parents have not been notified in writing at all. They don't. Some of the parents don't even know what's going on, and that's why it's such a big issue to get the word out, because students are not able to go home and talk for themselves. So the parents are not aware of the physical abuse, and that 2 paraprofessionals had to be removed. They were charged and found guilty with DPS CD schools, and they're no longer working there, but however, things are still happening as of today.
So in what ways do you think that the district is trying to cover up the abuse?
Basically just not informing the parents. The parents have a right to know, and if you don't tell them what's going on, how can they advocate for their children?
Understood. Okay. And so now, are you in fear of losing your job?
I am. I've had major retaliation. I've been scrutinized. My teaching license has been tampered with. The principal has made it known that he does not want me there. I did not receive a bonus pay. My job has been reassigned, things of that nature.
So now, am I understanding too that so when you step out into the hallway of your classroom, what happens?
I am told that I need to stay in my room, that I'm not allowed to walk to get assistance or to help. I need to call and get approval in order to leave out.
What are they in fear of, you walking out into the hall and seeing?
Seeing maybe students being in Riften chairs or...
What is a Riften chair?
So a Riften chair is normally, and it's an activity chair, but it's for students that are wheelchair bound. Mm-hmm. And what they're using it for is a behavioral chair for students that are mobile so that they can't elope around the building. That means wander in their classroom. So it's being used in a way that it's not supposed to be used. And students are supposed to be in this chair no longer than 20 minutes if they're in that chair. And parents need to be notified each time that the students are being put in that chair, but that's not what's happening at Moses Field School.
So has the teachers union been contacted about what's going on as well?
The union is aware of what's going on. Yes, they are aware.
So no action or anything has been taken in terms of, say, by the teachers union?
Not yet. I think they're working on something. I hope so.
Okay. And so what are some of the next steps that you are taking?
Well, I'm just trying to basically get the word out, let parents know, hoping that we can get some people, some different agencies to help advocate for our students to make sure that they're the voice that can't be heard. And just trying to find out if the principal and the assistant principal are going to be reprimanded pending investigation. That's the normal process for anyone else. And that hasn't happened there.
So you've got a lot of other teachers that are special needs teachers in the GPS school system.
Correct.
So what is the message that you'd like to get across to them?
Don't be afraid. If you see something, say something. You need to speak up, and we have to be an advocate for our students, but especially for the disabled students, the ones that are voiceless.
So now, I think that there's something that needs to be done because everybody knows about someone who probably has a special needs child in their household.
Yes.
And it saddens me, when I hear about some of the things that may be going on because they need a voice.
Absolutely.
And they need a voice such as yours to be able to go and advocate, for them. And so now when you're looking in terms of, say, some of the things that you're doing, in terms of, say, to advocate a voice for them and trying to get other teachers, have you tried to talk to other teachers in other schools that may be going through something similar to what you're going through right now?
Yes, I have. I've even talked to Dr. Vitti and to the board, and they said that they need more.
Dr. Vitti, the superintendent of the Detroit Public School System.
Yes, and he says that he needs more evidence, and all he has to do is call the Detroit Public Schools police officers because they are the ones that retain the tapes. These are on videotapes there, and come out and interview some of the teachers and the staff, and he could really see what's going on, but they haven't done that yet. So I don't know what they're waiting on, but we're going to try to, hope that we can get some pressure from other outside agencies and from the public. And if you have a student that goes there, if you know of any students that go there, please let their parents know what's going on at Moses Field School.
And so now the thing is that when you're looking at the other, are there specific schools that address persons that have special needs? Because I know I was counseling in one of the schools, and I know there's times that, you have the students that may have special needs, they may be isolated from the general population, in the school.
Our school is set up a little bit different because we're severely multiple impairments. And we do have students that are all across DPS schools that are mainstreamed in, but our school is a little bit different because there's severe multiple impairments, and they need to be at a different setting.
So when you talk about the different levels of impairment, what are some of the levels that you encounter when you
say multiple, so say I might have a student that's in a wheelchair, they can't see, they can't hear, those are multiple impairments, and they need to be in a smaller setting where we have one-on-one nurses. In my classroom, I have 2 one-on-one nurses because I have students that have trachs, oxygen tanks, and they need special care and special guidance. So this school is a really special school because these kids are severely multiple impaired, and that's why they're there. And they're supposed to be getting extra attention. They shouldn't be getting, no student, no child should ever go to school and, have physical abuse. And that's what's happening.
How long have you been doing this for?
I've been at this school almost 3 years at Moses Field School.
And how long have you been teaching for, mentally impaired individuals?
Almost 20 years.
For 20 years?
Almost 20 years with Detroit Public Schools, but this is my 3rd year with the Special Education Department.
Have you ever encountered anything like this before?
No, I've never seen anything like it before. I was shocked, and that's why I had to say something. When you see the students, all you can do is fall in love because they're so helpless, and they really speak through their eyes, and their eyes says a lot to you. So it has haunted me a lot. I haven't been able to sleep, and I'm just going to keep advocating and keep spreading the word.
So now, if somebody else, in the minute that we have left, if somebody else wants to share a story with you or wants to go and tell about some of the, abuse that they may have witnessed or encountered, is there a number? Is there a website? Is there any way that they can get in contact with you so that, because we know that there's strength in numbers.
Oh, thank you so much. We're coming up with our website soon, but you can contact me at 248-904-8754, 248-904-8754, and I would love to hear from you.
Well, that's one of the things that also, too, I'm going to encourage everyone to get a copy of the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, and you'll see Ms. Brown on the cover, and you'll get a chance to read more about, her story. And then from my understanding with the editor and the publisher of the paper, Ms. Valerie Lockhart, she's got more information that she's going to ask you to get more details in an upcoming edition of the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. Any last words that you'd like to say before we close out our segment?
Okay, we're just asking if you see something, say something. If you know any parents or any students there at Moses Field, please contact Detroit Public Schools, the Public Safety, and you can report that or contact myself or Mr. Victor here. We thank you for allowing time for me to come on and spread the word. What's going on at Moses Field School?
And give the number again.
248-904-8754, 248-904-8754.
Well, we are thanking you for coming on the show today. We appreciate your, ability to be able to go and do what you do. Our hearts go out to you and other individuals that teach in our Detroit Public Schools, as well, especially with individuals who may have special needs.
Thank you so much.
Again, you have been watching Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. We'll have to have Ms. Brown back on again. I do want to thank Mr. Awful One, Ishmael Terry, for being our first guest on the show, and we hope that you have a great rest of this morning. Enjoy, have a safe Memorial Day, and we'll see you very, very soon. Plus, if you do need to contact the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can always contact Ms. Valerie Lockhart at 313-457-5944. And if you'd like to advertise in the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can contact her for that purpose as well. Have a great rest of this morning.
Here at the Full and Fabulous Curvy Girl Project, we don't just focus on health, beauty, and self-esteem. We also offer an amazing summer program for young ladies ages 12 to 18. For more information, visit our website at fullandfabulous.org. See you soon.